I actually found Hive in July of 2022 when contemplating a move from the San Francisco Bay Area, California, to Tampa. Music, audio has always been very, very important to me. I've always been a kind of a technophile. I love technology. And I guess that kind of stems from having been raised in a very musical environment as a kid. I studied keyboards from the time I was 5 or 6 years old, worked my way through, I actually started playing professionally when I was 14, worked my way through college, medical school, playing music, and having a beautiful audio system in my home was always priority number one. Most important thing. I went from, 2-speaker stereo systems to in-house systems. Back in the 90s, I built a custom home, and the technology back then was really very primitive compared to what it was today. So I knew when I was making this last move to Tampa and building out a condo, I wanted absolutely the latest and the greatest. And I started searching on the internet, which is what everybody does. And Hive came up. I studied their website very diligently, and they checked all the boxes for me. They offered just cutting-edge technology. They offered whole house control systems, which was very important to me. They offered the highest quality audiophile speakers, control systems, lighting systems, whole house control systems. And I knew that after I spoke with Jeff Harris, CEO of Hive, that I wanted to run with them and create this absolute beautiful jewel box theater in my new condo. Every project has challenges, and we ran into some here in this condo. And the reason I want to make this video is to compliment Jeff on sticking with it and dealing with the bumps in the road to get to where we are now. I'm a very happy, satisfied customer because despite the challenges, we worked through them together. We had metal studs, and the subwoofers after about 6 months started rattling, and they're in the wall, and the wallpaper is up, and there's nothing we can do now to tear them out and replace them. But Jeff had a solution. We put a subwoofer over there, which is actually even better than the in-wall ones. Even though this is a relatively small condo, it's 2,400 square feet inside. There's another 1,600 square feet outside, and this little theater is a very small room. And when I looked at the floor plan before I bought the condo, having a home theater was at the top of the list. That was a real priority. And I saw this room. This room was kind of sold by the developer as a bedroom, office, whatever. And I wasn't sure we were going to be able to get everything in here that I wanted. Wanted the big screen TV. I wanted the booming subwoofer sound. I wanted Klipsch foreign speakers in the front, in the center channel. And Jeff just put pen to paper and came up with a plan. And this is a little 4-seater, but I feel like I'm sitting in Radio City Music Hall. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to just be able to, test my neighbors and see if they heard the subwoofer. And so far, so good. The walls are really well insulated in this condo, in this building. And I just love coming in here. I love clicking the remote and having the scene come up and the lights come down and the intro to the movie come on. And it doesn't get any better than this. I couldn't be more happy with the way it all turned out. I've become, there's a product that I purchased called Kaleidoscape, and I become a Kaleidoscape addict. They offer movies that are downloaded to your own player that you can play anytime you want. You buy it one time and it's not streamed. So as a result of that, you get the music and the video the way the director intended it. And that's like light years even better than what you can stream from, say, Apple TV or any other streaming source. And it thrills me time and again. Each time I watch the same movie, there's some movies that I've just downloaded that I love to watch over and over and over again, and even old movies that you would think wouldn't sound that great because they were done in the 80s. The way they've been remastered and redone with Kaleidoscape, it's just incredible. They just come to life. I love being able to turn music on from any room in my home. This time of the year, the holiday season, I love to just have music from room to room. I play holiday music, Christmas music, and it's just wonderful to have it there in the background and have the control that this system, the Control Force system, gives you. Well, this room was actually, it was bare. It was just basically 3 walls. The entry was open, and the first order of business was to select the components. I wanted the largest screen I could get, and that turned out to be a Sony, which we'll look at in a little bit. I knew that I wanted Klipsch. I had Klipsch speakers before, and I love their musicality. Everybody has a different ear, and for me, Klipsch is just the most realistic that I've ever had of all the brands I've had. I left all the controlling up to Jeff, the control systems up to Jeff. The control systems for the theater, for the other rooms in the home, with the television, for the audio. Once we settled on the components, we then went to the cabinetry that you'll see. All the cabinetry has storage for DVDs if I want to watch a DVD. Increasingly less now that everything is so available with streaming. We then, of course, selected wallpaper. I'm a big fan of Art Deco. I love Art Deco design. And we selected the wallpaper. The wallpaper it just makes me happy when I come in here. It's just a very happy feeling. It just kind of goes. It almost has a musical theme to it. The paper looks like it has a G clef, which is a musical symbol. I wanted the theater seats to be very traditional, like an old theater. Again, I keep mentioning Radio City Music Hall, but that's what makes me happy. I'd never want to go back to the days when we had to have 6 remotes in front of us. This is just so user-friendly and so perfect. In my hand, this is 6 or 8 or even 10 in the old days remotes. All right here, all controlling literally not this room, but the entire condo. Anywhere I can turn a pathway into the bedroom. I can hit good night, and it's time to go to bed. Time to get a snack. We just pause. The lights come up, and it's just really unbelievable. I had no idea that there was so much technology. I mean, my technology journey began, well, in the 90s when I built a custom home in Northern California. That was my first experience with room-to-room control systems, and boy, I thought that it was a cat's meow back then with lots of bells and whistles, but it was so primitive compared to now. It was buggy. It wasn't fun to use. It wasn't user-friendly. What we have today is just amazing. The improvements that have happened, and Jeff and Hive are they're at the top of their game when it comes to having the latest and the greatest, and having solutions that I might not have ever even thought about, offering me something that I didn't know about, I was unaware of, offering a solution that was way better than the solution I thought I had. The thing that I learned through this process with Hive is that the technology has become very intuitive. There's really not a learning curve. When I pick this up, I can pretty much tell by the icons what it does, what my command is going to be, and what's going to happen. There's a very, very short learning curve to learning how to use. I mean, and again, I'm talking about the Control Force system, the Control Force remote. But the power that I have in my hand with this device is just incredible. I hit the home button, and I can choose between Apple TV. I can choose the Kaleidoscape. I can choose a DVD player that I have as part of the system, and just within seconds, I can switch from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and access my entire library. Jeff and I began this whole process in July of 2022. As I said, I did my online search. I learned about Hive. When I was satisfied that Hive was the company that could do what I wanted, made a phone call, and Jeff and I, our first phone conversation was just incredible. We both realized that we had so much in common in terms of just love of technology. I'm an anesthesiologist, so I'm a tech guy. I love technology. In my home, I love technology. I love things being simple. I don't like things being complicated. I think when things are complicated, when equipment is complicated to use, you don't use it. It's not fun. When it's uncomplicated, user-friendly, intuitive, you just can't wait to pick it up and use it. And every time I use it, it's just like the first time. I'm just thrilled all over again that I did this, that I allocated the funds to create this room, this special little jewel box room in my home. And it's wonderful to have friends come over. One of the things we like to do is have dinner parties, and we'll sit down, we'll watch a movie, or watch, say, Act One of something. I have friends now that are affiliated with the Tampa Opera, and we actually watch operas at home here in the theater. And it's just so much fun to invite them over. We sit down, we watch Act One, we get an early start, and then at intermission we have a dinner. We go out and we enjoy a nice dinner, and then come back and watch Act Two, and then close the evening with a nightcap and some dessert. And everybody wants an invite here. Everybody wants to come to my house, and it's a joy to be able to do that. It's a joy to experience the joy of entertaining, and this is a big part of it because my friends tend to be like me. They tend to be very musically inclined. They love music. They love art. They love performance. They love, of course, Broadway musicals, theater concerts. I mentioned the opera. We just have such a great time. This system, the Yamaha amplifier. Yamaha is the musical side of the system. Sony is the video side of it. I think that we were able to combine the best of both. I think Sony is absolutely the leader in terms of video picture quality. Yamaha, I've had Yamaha musical instruments all my life, and the fact that Yamaha made an amplifier for this system just blew me away. I didn't know that they did that. And again, it was Hive that made me aware of that. I would have never known about it. When I selected Yamaha, I knew I was making the right choice. And the musicality of this system is just awesome. There are many, many people that sound to sound. And, they don't really need to have the nuances or hear the nuances in a motion picture, in a symphony if you're listening to symphonic music. But for that subset of people that's really important, you want to go with a company that is on the same wavelength as you and understands your appreciation for that type of quality. And Hive was that company for me. I knew that when I looked at the list of companies that they represent. I knew that Hive would get me the best solution for my space, for my budget that was out there. And that's exactly why I felt motivated to do this video, to communicate my experience and my happiness with how everything turned out. I really want to communicate my true experience with Hive. I can't sit here and tell you that it was just wonderful. We had bumps in the road, but anytime you undertake a project like this, if you don't expect those bumps in the road, you're being unrealistic. This little theater, this little jewel box, is one of a kind. There's no other one like it. There's no other home in the whole world that has these seats, this wallpaper, this TV, the sound processing system. It's one of a kind. It's not mass produced. This was not made in a factory. This was crafted by professionals, technicians. And my needs were different than someone else's. And Jeff was able to hear my needs and to respond to them with everything that he had to make what I have today such a joy to live with. I'm sitting here, and it wasn't a car. It wasn't manufactured in a factory. Even Rolls Royces are manufactured, but this little jewel box theater, it was handcrafted. It was made by hand. Yes, all the components were made in a factory, but the assembly, bringing it all together, tying it all together. I can't tell you how I felt the first time we powered up and turned the TV on and I heard the sound come up, and I had tears in my eyes. It was just, this is something I've dreamt about all my life of wanting to have. I've wanted to have music in every room. I wanted to have music in every single room of my home, seamlessly, walk from room to the next and just not have a break. And it's kind of like living inside of a symphony when you have that experience of that kind of whole house audio. And then when you have the whole theater audio in one room of your home, it's incredible. It doesn't get any better than this. I would highly recommend that anyone who wants high-end audio, high-end home control within their particular budget. And in this world, I mean, this can happen on a very small budget. And it can happen on a sky's the limit budget. And I'm here to tell you that I didn't have a sky's the limit budget. I had a nice budget, ample budget, but it wasn't unlimited. I didn't have, hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend. But by the same token, I realized I wouldn't get what I wanted without a significant financial commitment. And I was able to work with me and honor that and get me the biggest bang for my buck. I could have spent more money. I don't think I would have been happier. I know I could have spent less and I would have been as happy. So yes, this could have been, I could have done a sound bar and I could have done a TV and that would have been my theater. But I would have been happy with that. I needed what Hive delivered, and I am at this point thrilled with the way it's turned out. They stuck with me, through thick and thin, through challenges. We had some real challenges with some equipment issues, some installation issues with the walls in the condo, and Jeff just pursued it. He said, "We'll make it right. We will." He dealt with the manufacturers that had equipment that didn't quite measure up, and several times reps came on site and we did troubleshooting to figure out why we were having the challenges we were having, and it all got finally wrapped up with a beautiful bow tied around it, and here we are today with something that I couldn't even begin to imagine being any better than it is. Thank you, Hive. Thank you, Jeff. My name is Robert Pike, Tampa, Florida, and it's been a pleasure being a part of this video.